Hi, welcome to Forex In Four. I'm Mike Conlon for FXEDU, and in the next 4 minutes, I'm going to show you the highlights of where the action is in today's Forex market. So let's get started.
Good morning. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2011. This morning I'm talking about not so fast, folks, and what I'm specifically referring to here is the Greek debt crisis. Now, last Friday I wrote about the possible crisis averted. They had the big news: French Prime Minister Sarkozy and German Chancellor Merkel get out and they arm in arm and say we had a breakthrough. This is great. Well, I guess the breakthrough was that Germany backed off of making bondholders potentially part of the solution by making them take haircuts and potentially creating default. All right, but the problem is that we still haven't gotten to the point where everyone says, okay, we've got a solution here figured out. And what's going on now is that they've got these meetings taking place. Finance ministers are meeting in all over Europe, Brussels, Greece. Can't even keep track of where these guys are. But the ECB still wants to see that Greece rather is going to be able to pass the austerity measures that they said they were going to do before they get this next payment of money that they need to refinance for. I think it's the next month. All right. So right now you've got in Greece, you've got all these protests going on, and some might say riots. And you've got the prime minister there. Okay, he's facing a confidence vote tomorrow. So they basically are going to say, hey, wait a second. Is this something that we can do? And the opposition party's coming in, and there's a good possibility that the Greek people might say, hey, wait a second, you know what? We're not interested in this, and you know what? Maybe it's time to just leave the Eurozone, and the political pressure could be too much. So we're going to have to see. But essentially, we're on hold here for the next week or so to kind of see what happens. That no confidence vote tomorrow is going to be a pretty big story. But overall, it's still going to take a little bit more time until, say, the end of the month before they're convinced. Okay, the Greece is doing what they need to do to get this money. Let's give them the money. So market's still going to be on edge for a little while. So you can see Euro back down here on the 30-minute chart, reflirting with the 142 level. Got up to 143 and change last week. All right, if we look at it from a longer term perspective here, let's go back to the 2-hour. Okay, you can see that we're sort of facing this area, and if we can break down this 141 area, then we're looking at 140 here in no time. All right, also take a quick look at the pound. Pound's actually looks like it put in a bottom just ahead of 161. All right, they had their right move home price index was actually up 1.1%, and what that means is that people's asking prices for homes have actually gone up for the first time in a while. So that's a decent sign for the pound. We're also going to get on Wednesday the release of the minutes from the Bank of England rate policy meeting. So that's going to be important because, as we remember, when they issue their policy announcement at the Bank of England, they don't issue an accompanying statement. So no one's really sure where they are. We know about the inflation in the UK, so we're going to see what happens there. So this morning we've got risk aversion going on in the markets. You can see Aussie's lower. Okay, just coming back to this 105 area, which looks to be a little bit of near-term support, but I can see us breaking that down. All right, we've got the Kiwi also lower. You can see just above 80 cents here. All right, and let's take a look at dollar versus CAD. Now we've got oil pulling back. So some might say, hey, well, that's a good thing. I mean, although oil's sort of become a proxy for global growth, oil prices are back down to a 91 handle. We may see an 80 handle by the end of the week. So you can see here dollar strengthening versus loonie, just shy of 98.5 cents. All right, so what are some of the other things that are going to be popping out this week that we should keep an eye on? Well, essentially, we've got this meeting of the finance ministers in the EU. Okay, we've got the FOMC meeting Tuesday and Wednesday. All right, we've got this Tuesday, this Greek Parliament vote of confidence. All right, and then also on Tuesday we're going to get the Australian banks, the minutes from the RBA. Okay, what they're talking about as far as their rate policies. Right, and then let's take a quick peek at Japan. You can see, despite the risk aversion in the market, dollar strengthening versus yen here, and we could see a little pop there. In Japan overnight, they had their exports came in much worse than expected. They were expecting a decline of 8.4, came in decline of 10.3, and we know reasons for that happening. Obviously, the tsunami, the earthquake, supply chain disruptions, things of that nature. So that's one of the issues. So we're going to keep an eye on this, but the risk aversion in the market should be pretty tight. And right now, outside of these meetings, there really isn't a ton of like earth-shattering news that's going to move markets. And I think it's really going to come down to what's going on with Greece here, and then the Eurozone by proxy. You can see overnight German PPI came in just a little bit lower than expected, which perhaps gives the ECB a little bit of breathing room as far as rate hikes go. I don't think anybody's expecting them to raise rates, so we could see Euro back at that 140 level, pretty soon. So I'm just taking a whoops. Let's go back to the Euro. Sorry. So that's what we're looking at for the euro. All right, we got the pound-dollar strength basically on the risk aversion that we've got happening, and also run to the Swiss franc. You can see here dollar Swissy. Just show you that one. Okay, just looks like it's moving in and starting to settle in just ahead of 84.5 cents there. So dollar Swissy. That's one we want to keep an eye on as well. But we've got commodities lower. We've got some new home sales out in the U.S. A little bit later this week, and those aren't expected to be good either. So there's some decent news out there, not too much, but really it comes down to Greece and what happens. So just kind of keep your eyes on it and hope for the best. So that's what I've got for today, folks. Good trading to all.
As always, be sure to check out the written blog at www.fxedu.com to get complete coverage of today's Forex market. If you would like to learn more about how to trade the Forex market from professionals like myself, be sure to check out our affordable Forex trading courses. And if you're already a seasoned professional or aspire to be one, ask us how we can help you achieve your Forex goals. Go to www.fxedu.com to get started today.